This video series is about the demonic power behind Christian nations, and as we move along, build up piece by piece, we're going to see that the Bible has some very damning things to say about Christian nations. Now, the natural question from a Christian audience is going to be, well, if we're not meant to be building up Christian nations, then what on earth, literally, are we doing here? What are we supposed to be doing? And indeed, it is easier to tear down bad ideas than to build up good ones. And I don't want to merely do that. I want to bring positive, constructive thoughts to the conversation. So, this is a good time to start off at the beginning of this series with a positive statement of where we're going. And so, for the sake of this present video, we just have one key foundational verse to look at in Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, what is known as the creation mandate or the dominion mandate. God blessed them, mankind, male and female, whom he had created, and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the heavens and over every living thing that moves on the earth. I want to highlight in particular the phrase fill the earth, that God's commission to mankind included filling the earth, so that even if you multiply fruitfully and have dominion over the fish and the birds and the animals, but if you don't fill the earth, then you haven't fulfilled the task that God gave to humanity. The idea is that the Garden of Eden was a utopian paradise where God planted the man and took the rib from him and built the woman. It was it was beautiful. It was luscious. It was everything that you could dream of. But the rest of the world wasn't necessarily like that. Remember, the creation started off as formless and void, and God is going through a process. Started off tohu vavohu, formless and void, and God is going through a progressive process of bringing form, structure, and fullness to the creation progressively as it goes along. But at the point that mankind is made and planted in the garden, which we'll read more about in chapter 2, the earth as a whole isn't necessarily the Edenic paradise that the Garden of Eden itself is. And so the idea is that man would expand the boundaries of Eden and fill the earth, and keep it and cultivate it, what he was commanded to do. Guard and protect, keep and cultivate, and that the borders of Eden would extend to make the whole earth to be the garden paradise where God and man and all of creation live together in shalom, peace, harmony, goodness, justice, joy, love, and happiness. So when I talk about how mankind, this is the commission of mankind to fill the earth, talk about things like this in a modern Christian context, and Christians will say to me, well, we're not all called to be missionaries. My response to that, we'll get back to it later on in the series. My response to that is, well, first of all, get this idea of missionary out of your brain. That's not a biblical terminology. The extra biblical category clouds our thinking, but let's get rid of this idea and this terminology of missionary. And if you were to say, well, we're not all called to fill the earth, I'd say, actually, I think we are. Um, Going back to the original commission that God gave humanity, the fascinating thing here is that filling the earth is not simply part of the Great Commission that Jesus gave to his disciples. It's not even a Christian thing, it's a humanity thing. It was humanity's job to fill the earth. And so, if you're a human, you are part of the race that God intended to fill the earth. So that's the one main thought for this video. Hopefully a something, food for thought to meditate on, paradigm shifting thought that filling the earth is not a missionary calling. It's not even a Christian thing. It is a human thing. God commissioned humanity as a whole to fill the earth. And so, insofar as we are humans, we were given a task even before the fall, even if there had been no need for evangelism and conversion, things like that. Humanity itself, even in the perfect estate, had a job to do, and that job included filling the earth with the glory of God and his image bearers.